What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. This is Teardown Video Games, and today we are going to be taking apart this Super Nintendo. Customer says it will not power on, but before I dive into it and start really testing everything out, I want to get this thing cleaned out, because a lot of times it can just be dirty and such like that on the board and cause issues. So before I dive into the electronic part of it, I want to make sure it's good and clean and then start testing from there. And like I said, Teardown Video Games, we are located at 8967 Dayton Pike in Saudy Daisy, Tennessee. If you need any kind of video games, console repairs up to about the PS2 era, give us a call. Anyway, let's get to it. Now this is the unit we're going to be working on. I've already went ahead and taken out the screws on the bottom. Pretty simple. You know, just pop them out. Same thing on the inside here. You can see I've already taken the screws out of this as well, just to speed up the video. This thing has got some crud in it, as you can see. Pretty nasty. That's why I like diving in, cleaning these things up before we try to diagnose the problem. These systems are pretty stinking easy to take apart, even if you've got all the control or the screws that is taken out. This little fan shroud just pops off here. The controller port, pop it out. Alright, sorry about that abrupt camera shift and change there. I had a customer walk in the store, so I had to pull away from working on this. Kind of the hard part of working on this stuff and running the store at the same time. Yeah, this board isn't terrible, but there is stuff falling out of it as I move it around. So definitely want to clean this up before I really start troubleshooting it. Also, you can see in here, I mean, this thing is full of crud and dirt and all that. All that needs to get cleaned out first. Once this thing's totally cleaned out, then I can start troubleshooting it. Alright, so I got my bucket of hot water. Got some soap in here and some other stuff unfit for human consumption. Gonna put this stuff in here and let it soak for a bit. None of it's terrible. I mean, you can see like this thing, it is all level and nasty. I'm gonna throw it in here, let it do its thing. Try and get this thing looking like something. It's always hard trying to finagle this stuff in here. Alright, let's take this chip brush, just kind of scrub around on this thing. See if I can break up some of the chunks. Oh crap. Got some dried up wax on top of this thing. I'll take this little scrubbing pad I have. Definitely due to be replaced, but it works good for scrubbing some of this stuff out. I do not know why, but it seems like video game systems and video games themselves get candle wax on them constantly. Like every other system I get in here has candle wax on it. I don't know what the hell. People, do me a solid. Don't put your candles on top of your system, please. Alright, I had another customer come in, so I had to stop again. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. Just part of trying to do this stuff and run a store. I think that's got all of the wax off of it. Got some scuff marks up there, but I can get those off with another chemical I have not fit for human consumption. So all in all, I think I'm looking pretty good with this shell. Alright, get this thing dried off and rinsed off, and then we'll dive into cleaning this board up. Alright, let's see how far I can get on this board before a customer walks in. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying it makes it hard to work on any of this stuff. But it's a good problem to have. I just take a chip brush and put some alcohol on it. I'll just scrub around on here. I'm not pulling this shroud off, there's no need. I can get back underneath there with this brush. I don't even really think this board's totally screwed. I think I'm just doing this as a precautionary measure. Just clean it up. You can see some of the grime down here, it's already came off of it. So that's all I'm really doing. Just trying to clean it up, get all the funk off of it. That'll evaporate right off that board in no time. We'll have a squeaky clean board. Then I'll go through the process of reassembly and we'll see what this thing is actually doing. Alright, so everything's cleaned up, looking good. Just going to kind of set things back in place. I'm really not going to do a full-blown reinstall. Just going to kind of set everything in here in place where it goes and check if this system is going to work or not. Alright, let's just see if a basic cleaning got us anywhere and see if this thing will work. So it looks like we have nothing coming out of the system. We have power. As you can see, power lights on there. So, just to double check, let's clean the cartridge. Cartridge has been cleaned. I like to push it in and out of the system to kind of clean the pins as well. Try it again. Still nothing. Wanting to though. You can see there. So let's try something a little harsher. It's starting to make me wonder if it isn't the cartridge slot itself. As you can tell, it's wanting to output video, but it's not popping up. So I'm going to take this back out of here one more time. I'm going to double check these pins. The cartridge slot, I'm going to give it a really hefty scrubbing. That thing, it acts like it's going to work. I just think this cartridge slot may be super corroded. So I've got some citrus cleaner I sprayed down in there. Alright, got it back together. Give her another try after cleaning that port out some more. It doesn't look like that's going to get it. So, as much as I've cleaned that out, I think we've got a bigger issue going back here with the AV. As you can see, when I unplug it, it loses signal. When I plug it back in, it's got signal. So let's try a different way of doing this, and let's hook up the old school way and see if we have a problem with just this port or if it's going through the RF side as well. So it looks like we've just got a problem with the video output in general on this system. Yep, no matter what I do, it's not wanting to output a signal. Alright, so that's another rabbit hole I'll have to go down. Now I'm going to take a piece of 1500 grit sandpaper and I'm going to run it in these pins. This thing, I can tell it's wanting to fire off. There's just something holding it back. Alright, let's try this for the last time, hopefully. See that? It was wanting to work. Alright, several days that went by. I've had to order this cartridge connector that goes on the board. The one I was sanding on in the other video, it just would not come alive. So I ordered 2 of these off eBay from the same seller. I had put it in this thing and now I want to fire it up and see if that fixes this thing finally. This video has been taking on days at a time. So let's see what we got now. Finally. This is Samurai Showdown. I've been fooling with this thing so many hours and so many days. This is probably the most expensive Super Nintendo ever made now. But regardless, it's working. It's out of my hair. I'm done with this thing. But once again, an old system is saved, and that's all that matters. Well, once again, folks, I've saved another system. This one was a bigger pain than I ever thought it would be. But it's going, and that's all that matters. These Super Nintendos are getting harder and harder to come by. This one is in pretty good shape. As you've seen earlier in the video, it was, very bad shape, but now we brought it back to life. Sometimes these things can just take days and days and days to troubleshoot, order parts and all that, but now the customer will finally get his Super back and he'll be good to go. You guys got any broke systems, anything like that, and you live local, just come by and maybe we can bring yours back to life too. Thanks for checking out the vid. Later.